What's going on, everyone? It's time for another film review. Today we're actually going to review a type of movie I haven't reviewed in a while, and that's a straight-up drama film. I don't know. A lot of my favorite movies are actually like drama films, yeah, we're going to talk about the film Marshall today. It was released October 13th, 2017. It was directed by Reginald Hoodlin, who did films like Boomerang, House Party, Candy Cane Lane, and Serving Sarah. It had a box office earnings of $10.1 million. So Marshall. Well, Marshall is a film about, it's based on a true story of Marshall, who is a black lawyer who is called to help try defend a black person who is accused of raping a high profile woman, and where he believes, where the lawyer that's helping her believes the guy is falsely accused because of his color. Now this takes place back in America when segregation and all that was in effect, and Marshall is like a key figure to help to change the way like Americans in the world looked at them, and the way so he goes and he basically stands up for human rights and his skin color, and quit being judgmental. But he's faced with a couple issues where first the judge doesn't allow him to actually be the lawyer in the case, so him and this lawyer who's never tried to defend someone in a case like this have to work together, and he's white, by the way, and to help defend him and try to get him off the hook. So overall, the film is actually pretty well thought out. Now this is stuff we've seen before, and there's films like this that's already been released, but this one does have an interesting perspective on how this went down, and overall, the acting in it is really well done. The cinematography is really good, and the story itself is actually, besides it being something we've seen somewhat before, they do try to make it a little more interesting and gripping in a way. It's a little bit predictable, but overall, I thought the film was pretty well done. The music in it's pretty good too, and the characters themselves are actually pretty decent. Some of you usually tell how it's going to play out when they set it up and everything like that, but for how it pans out and stuff, it goes in a pretty basic direction. It's not like a guessing game or anything, because obviously if you paid attention in history, whether you're in the US, Canada, those areas, you kind of have a good sense of what happened back then. And yeah, it's cool to see movies about key figures like this, sort of like Martin Luther King and stuff like that, who actually made a difference. And this is the first big case known for a black guy to help a white lawyer help get someone off the case. And you still get to see the aggression from the prosecution and stuff, where they're constantly pushing for deals to close the case off quickly, but in the end they persevere and they go for the full-on get him off, instead of putting him in prison for no reason, which most people did back then. And it's an intriguing little film, and overall I thought it was pretty decent, besides it being a little bit predictable and a little standard. It's still a good look back into how the U.S. justice system worked back in like the 40s and stuff. And overall, I thought it was decent. The conflict in it was pretty standard and normal. And overall, I thought it was a decent movie. So I'm going to give this film a 4 out of 5. it's a decent film, a little bit predictable, and in the end, it's still a good look back into how ridiculous some of the justice system was back then, and yeah, and how segregation affected some aspects of that. And overall, it's still decent. So you can check it out. It is on Netflix, but if you want to check it out there, but also I'll link the trailer down below so you can check that out too, so you can see what I'm talking about. Also, link down below is my Instagram. That's where I post clips of films I'm going to review in the future, all my stories. You put the film title in there and some fun fact or history thing in there as well. My Letterbox is also down below at Derek P Reviews. That's where I post my first starting right after watching the films. And my Twitter's down below, reviews_Derek. So follow me on those platforms to loop this channel. Like this video, share it some more people aware of it, comment your opinions of the film down below if you have any films or film franchises in any genre and on any streaming service. Let me know in the comments below. And I'll try to get to them as soon as I can, and if I can find them. Make sure you subscribe. Hope you found something weird, obscure, and odd that you probably never thought of checking out together, and also share my opinions on popular films, stuff about classic films, and reviews on other things as well. And don't forget to ring that bell, because we're going to do some really weird Irish horror film called All You Need Is Death in the next review. So make sure you tune in for that. And yeah, remember to look back and realize how ridiculous it was, even though this world's pretty ridiculous now. And I guess I'll see you all in the next review. So until then, cheers.